Hi, I'm Ewen Stewart, this is Lee Fisher. We are from Motorcycle Law. We are both advanced motorcyclists and we form up the legal support team. We are 2 of 5 advanced motorcyclists within the business, and there are another 7 members of staff who have recently completed their CBT training. We look after injured motorcyclists with a passion, and this morning what we'd like to do is have a chat to you about hints and tips for riding in the winter. So Lee, what tips would you give someone in relation to clothing and keeping warm and dry?
The essential thing is keeping warm, like you say there yourself. Wear several layers. If it's a t-shirt or a sweatshirt below your jacket, a good pair of winter gloves, keep your hands and your fingers nice and warm as well. I've personally got a balaclava I wear that covers my whole face and comes halfway down my chest as well, so it keeps all the drafts and wind out.
Well, I think all year round in Scotland I carry waterproofs all the time, and I have 2-piece waterproofs. I find them much more convenient. The other thing that I carry a couple of black bags. It might sound daft, but if you ever do get the unfortunate situation where you're broken down, then 2 black bags and you've got yourself a makeshift shelter. You're not going to get soaked.
I've got a couple of things I carry about. One being a cheap umbrella. I think it's just $2.99 at a shop. Keeps me nice and dry instead of your black bags. I can put it above me.
Okay.
Over mitts, small kind of canvas over mitts for your gloves. Keeps your gloves dry. There's nothing worse than having wet gloves, as you know.
So I was going to say about wearing your helmet, and try and get one with a pin lock insert. It acts like double glazing. That certainly prevents condensation. And every helmet will have a rubber seal around the visor, and very few of us actually lubricate that seal. That's so that the water doesn't get in. So I would suggest if you're riding the bike in the winter, then lubricate the rubber seal as well. Close the visor tight and let a little bit of air in just to clear off any misting.
I've always carried a little chamois about that I soak in water before I leave, so it's nice and damp. Give it a little wash or a little wipe when you stop for a little break. I also carry a small bottle of water about that I can wash my lights or my visor with should it get too dirty and the salt come up off the road.
What kind of hints and tips would you give people who are riding in the winter?
Just try and take your time. Watch your acceleration on the wet, damp roads as well. Try and straight line more of the bends and turning around corners. Try and keep your bike more upright. The more upright it is, the more safer it is, the more stable the bike as well. I try and ride in the tyre tracks, so near side, offside tyre track, usually that's clear of leaves. It was always ingrained in the police college, keep off white paint and keep off drain covers and just watch what you're doing on when you're riding across things that are slippy.
So the other key thing to look out for at this time of year is mud deposited, particularly by construction sites, farmers. Wet mud, lethal.
Yeah, totally agree.
So now that you're knocking on a bit, you know, when you're out in the winter riding the bike, do you take anything with you to keep you going?
I do. I take a little travel flask with me and a couple of chocolate biscuits, so if I do have to stop somewhere, I've got something to keep me nice and warm and hot. A little bit of energy boost with a chocolate biscuit.
I like my hot chocolate and my chocolate.
I can see that.
Thanks very much. But the other thing I always carry with me in the winter is my sunglasses. Just in case there's a low sun and you're riding into it, to try and see the road a bit better.
Yeah, that's good advice.